to Inside IU Volleyball with Sherry Dunbar. I'm Dave Leno exclusively for IUHoosiers.com. The Hoosiers went 0-2 this past weekend up in Iowa City and Minneapolis. And Coach, instead of dwelling on the negatives after watching some film, what has stood out on the positive end to you?
Well, yeah, we didn't have a great weekend, and sometimes it's hard to pick out a lot of the positives, although I did think Jade Henderson did a very good job. She had a great week of practice last week, and so we gave her a shot this weekend. And I thought she really came through and was very aggressive with her swings and did a good job. And Kelsey Marshall in the Minnesota match hit for a higher percentage than she has recently, and I was happy to see her do some good things.
You went to another 5-set match against Iowa specifically. Becky Walters led the Hawkeyes in kills. Have you seen anything different throughout those 5-set matches? That was the third you guys played in this year?
You know, that match was just a devastating match really for us because I felt like we had a good game plan going in. We knew exactly what Iowa was going to do, and they did exactly that, and we just mentally didn't show up to compete that day. And so we watched that match together on Saturday because we didn't play on Saturday. We played Minnesota on Sunday. And I thought it was very eye-opening for the kids. The great thing is we have very good kids, and they want to be competitive, and they want to win. And they're making some changes, and I think overall, you know, we had some good discussions. But we have to play better. Obviously, the Big Ten doesn't give you any sliding scale, you know, for the weekend, and you look and there's not a lot of matches that you can just step on the floor. There's no matches you can step on the floor and just show up and win. So we're making some changes this week, and we're having some tough practices, and they're really focused on getting better right now.
Do you see the players putting it upon themselves, hey, now I have to take responsibility, not so much looking at you, looking at your fellow coaching staff and waiting for your decisions, rather than saying, hey, this is our fault and we need to come together as a team, and just the players having meetings on their own?
Yeah, I really thought the captains did a good job, and I know we're going to talk to the captains after a while in the show, but I thought they did a very good job. We had a meeting yesterday, and they'd already taken some initiative and had some discussions and thought of some things to do, which I really like. I like people and kids that are very proactive. I'd like them to come to me with ideas, and then we can discuss them and brainstorm and do some things. And obviously it's not all talk. I mean, you have to put the action out there, but number one, that shows they care and that they want to make changes, and the team is buying into what they're saying. So I was very happy about that. You know, we can't lose hope at this point. I mean, when you're 12-4, you're 0-4 in the Big Ten, but you have a lot of volleyball left to play, and we're a very good team. And so we're just trying to find ways to fix some of the problems and find solutions right now.
After this break, Kyle Kuhlman will chat with the captains, Caitlin Cox and Taylor Wittmer, after this.
Joining us now are the 2010 IU Volleyball co-captains, senior Taylor Wittmer and junior Caitlin Cox. Thank you for giving us a few minutes out of your busy schedule, ladies.
No problem for having us.
First of all, what does it mean to you for each of you to be selected as team captains?
It's definitely a great honor because we were selected by our teammates, and I think that is the best thing because they do respect us and they trust us to lead them in this long season. So we're very honored.
Yeah, and along with that, they really, you know, look up to us and really enjoy being around us, even though in situations when we're not enjoyable to be around, it's good to know that our team is behind us 100%.
As captains, what do you two specifically have to do in order to right the ship and start to pick up some Big Ten victories?
I think that it's been a rough start to the Big Ten, and I think that we are very capable of turning it around. We are a really good team, and I think that us too, we just have to communicate a lot about certain ideas that we have and you know, get the team on board with what we have in mind too, that we think is going to help us. And I think that's going to take a lot of time, but we've got to turn around quick.
I think we just have to remind the team every day that we are a great team and reminding them of our goals to reach the NCAA tournament and to compete with every team in the Big Ten. And I think competing right now is one of our biggest issues. So it's just us being that reminding factor every single day in practice, coming out and saying, look, we have to do this now to be able to win on the weekends.
And Taylor, this last question is for you. You have, you know, just over one half of a season left in your Hoosier career. What will you take from your 4 years as a volleyball player and bring into the real world?
I've had so many experiences here. It's been unreal. I think a lot of it is just how to deal with people. We've had a lot of coaching changes in my 4 years here, and it's been a rocky road. And I think just dealing with the new people coming in and dealing with different types of teammates, different types of personalities, because that's what you're going to see whenever you get into the job world. So I think just that and just how to treat people and how you want to be treated.
Once again, I'd like to thank you both for joining us today and wish Caitlin Cox a happy 21st birthday. So happy birthday to you, Kate.
Thank you.
Back to you, Dave.
Welcome back to Inside IU Volleyball with Sherry Dunbar. On Friday, the Hoosiers will host their annual Dig Pink game. The first 500 fans will receive free pink t-shirts, and everybody else getting in the door wearing pink will get you in for $3. They'll play Ohio State on Friday, and then on Saturday against the number 4 team in the nation, the Penn State Nittany Lions. Let's first start with Ohio State. Katie Dull and a few others are outstanding for the Buckeyes program. Jeff Carlston's team right now is 2-2 in the Big Ten. How are you preparing for them?
A lot of film right now, but a lot of it too is we're watching a lot of what we did over the past weekend with Minnesota and Iowa, and kind of breaking down our team defense and some of our serve-receive offense and really focusing on that this week. But it should be a great match. We're happy to be back home. Happy that we can do a breast cancer awareness match, and I think it's fantastic that the Big Ten hosts Dig Pink every year, and with all the different sports and to bring awareness, and it's nice that our conference really heads that up.
And when you go into your first conference matchup against the team for this season, do you look back to last year? I recall last year at St. John Arena in Columbus, Ohio State did win that in 4 sets, but you guys really played well, and I'm sure you would think that should have went into 5, and you guys might have stole that matchup if it went to that point.
I remember that match, and it was a real effort match. I thought we played very, very hard and pretty smart in that match. So, and that's the type of teams, I'm watching right now on film. Ohio State play Michigan, and both of them were playing extremely hard and great defense, and I think we're going to have to match that type of intensity to be successful.
Penn State is 3-1 in conference play. The Nittany Lions lost to Illinois in 5 sets at Huff Hall, and that snapped their 65-match winning streak in conference action. Earlier in the year, Stanford defeated Penn State, and that snapped the 109-match streak. Really impressive all around from Penn State. Melanie Hicks played with Deja McClendon. There's a few other new faces on that Penn State team. Carpenter, the setter, and that's really going to be a tough one on Saturday.
Yeah, obviously that's a team that, even though they lost a couple All-Americans and all that, they still bring in the truckloads of very good players, and they have a tradition of winning. So it's going to be a good challenge for us, but every match is a challenge right now, and really we just have to show up and play our game, and that's what we talked about a lot as a team, is really making that identity. This is Indiana volleyball. This is how we're going to play. Win or lose, this is what is out on the floor, and we got to continue to improve what we have on our side.
As a broadcast reminder, that Ohio State matchup will air live on BigTenNetwork.com, and then next Tuesday we'll broadcast on the linear side at 4 p.m. The Saturday night matchup against Penn State will air on IUHoosiers.com. On behalf of Coach, the 2 captains, Caitlin Cox and Taylor Wittmer, and Kyle Kuhlman, I'm Dave Leno. Best wishes, everyone.